Hey everybody, Fishman here. Welcome to another video. This is Fishman Log number 175, and I wanted to start off with this aquarium today because you remember a little while back I showed you some buried up red crystal shrimp. Well, they've all since that time, they've all hatched, and I spotted one little shrimplet in the beginning there. I'll show it to him again, and I was looking around trying to find as many of them as possible. The problem is they're still really, really small, and unless they get themselves into a position like this where they are in the open, it's almost impossible to spot. So he's doing really nicely, as you can see. His color pattern is great, which is one thing I'm really happy about. Oh, there's one of his siblings from the batch prior. I mean, he's actually grown quite a bit since I first spotted him. There's a whole pile of those guys. Actually, the colony is probably about 3 or 4 times its original size now, which is good. And the thing I was trying to say at the beginning here is, well, they started breeding a lot more and had a lot more success with them ever since I put the cherry shrimp in. But one of the possibilities, of course, was that there might be some cross-contamination. I'm not sure they can interbreed, but they haven't, and as you can see, the patterns are staying true, and the shrimp are looking really nice. So yeah, anyway, I'm very happy with how this has all turned out, and yeah. So anyway, on to other things. I haven't shown you this tank in a while. There really isn't much going on new with it, except I was trying to show you a female that's holding. Now I am going to put her in her own aquarium to let her have her fry, because I haven't bred these guys in well, since last year or maybe even the year before. Don't have much call for them at the moment, but I really do like this species, and I want to make sure there's going to be future generations. So I need to, again, like I said, save her and her fry and put her in an aquarium. And the spider plants are doing really well. Even though they're just in water, they seem to grow quite nicely that way. So yeah, I'm going to do a few more things with this aquarium in the future, but at the moment it's just an idle, I guess. Now, I've mentioned several times now about improving my shrimp hatcheries, but the problem with something that works well enough is finding the time and prioritizing it. It's, I mean, a whole pile of things I need to work on, and because this works, I just haven't bothered to actually get to it. I will at some point in time. For the moment, like I said, it's just, it does what it needs to do, and even though I don't get the amazing hatch rates, it's sufficient to feed all my fry. So I guess that's just going to be on the back burner for the moment. So I set this up. Very happy with that. You can see a lot of roots growing in there. The one I actually want to grow is the one on the right. That is a really nice herb. I have to try and remember the name of it. Got it off of someone whose house I was fixing, I think the front door lock or something. Anyway, she had this, and it smells very nice. I have to actually identify exactly what species it is, but it's growing really well. I threw the onions in there because, well, I had to put something in the other one while I was waiting for this other cutting here to produce roots, which it is now. I just wanted to see if the onions will do well. I mean, they're fine. They're kind of scraggly, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. It was not something I was intending to grow long term. Everything else in here is doing really nicely. Ever since I cleaned this out, I'm very happy with it. The white clouds, though, are very skittish, which is bizarre. I mean, they're mostly a very gregarious fish, and as you can see, they're in the back there moving around doing what they usually do. I put that breeding tray in there. They haven't really done anything with it at the moment, but anyway, they're fine. When I feed them, they come out. Otherwise, they're in the back corner there, and at some point they will settle in a little bit more, I hope. Yeah, this whole section here is much nicer now. The jars are doing really well. I have altered them a little bit. I am growing a little bit more now in the way of microorganisms in here because I need that infusoria style so that I can raise up some of the smaller fry. Mostly I want to breed the zebra danios. I mean, you'll see that in a little bit. I still have that tray in there, and I do intend on pulling it out, and this time, instead of like last time, I actually do intend on raising them. Unfortunately, last time I pulled them out, I saw the fry and then got really busy, and unfortunately there wasn't enough in the particular place where they were for them to grow big enough to get brine shrimp. So these guys are starting to color up. Ever since I put the heater in here, it's night and day. They're doing very, very well. Very pleased with this. I have some use for OB zebras, and well, anyway, they will go into a larger aquarium and at some point off into a client's tank. So anyway, it is a colony that I want to keep going. And as always, if you look way in the back corner, there's always one that's at the bottom of the pecking order. And he's not the happiest fish in the world, but unfortunately, if I pull him out, someone else will get shoved to the bottom of the pile, and you know how it all works. Anyway, this is the tank that I pulled out the goldfish and fixed the patch on it. I mean, it's holding water nicely, and I put a bunch of plants in here, and these were the guppies that were in with the zebra danios. They're actually growing quite well now. There's a couple of them I actually like the look of, and so I will be, setting them up to breed. Well, they're guppies, they breed. There's a couple of males in there I want to pull out, but other than that, and this is the cull tank next door. I'm not sure. Well, it is a tank that changes drastically from time to time because I pull all those fish out, put them somewhere. I think the OB zebras are going to go in there at some point when they need that extra space. These guppies I'm very happy with. This is probably my favorite guppy tank at the moment. Beautiful fish. And there are 2 color types in here, which is nice. And anyway, I got to divide this up. They're doing really well, but they're going to have a little bit of trouble with space there soon. And I keep meaning to divide this this colony of platies up. I mean, they thrive, they do well, they breed. Again, it's one of these things that I just never seem to get to. Anyway, they're lovely fish, and I keep pulling them out and putting them in tanks. So, zebra danios are ecstatic. They're full of energy, and as you can see, the subwasser tang there is growing quite well in there. I'm going to pull that out sometime in the next week and see if I can get some more fry, and actually, like I said, raise them up. Don't want to raise too many of them, but I do want to keep enough of them around. And this tank is always like this. Every now and then mostly the cories are what I'm blaming it on, get in there and get very frisky with the gravel, and it stirs it all up, but that's fine. And you'll notice that that plant there is growing really, really well. It's Wentai, I think. I've had it now for well over 20 years, various cuttings off of that, and it's cryptogreen. It's one of them. I think it's Wentai, but we'll see. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. It grows well, and I really like it, so I want to keep that going, and it's taking over in there. I really like this male. He's a kind of a cross between the 2 color types that I like, and he's got some nice tail and lots of energy. And so he's going to get his own colony with possibly another male and that I like. And yeah, we'll keep getting more and more of those. So I'm going to keep working on that. And this is the tank I showed you at the beginning. And there are some guppies in here I like. And I want to cull out a bunch of the ones that are okay. And keep not selectively breeding them, but just breeding them for the better body types and activity and all those sorts of things that really matter to me. So anyway, leave comments. Let me know what you think about all this. And I'll see you in the next video. And bye for now.